I knew was taking these GLP-1 medications, losing weight, and just bragging about how great it was and magical.
Some people talk about GLP-1s like they're magic. Some talk about them like they're trouble. But the truth becomes much clearer when someone actually spends years on Mounjaro or Zepbound, because after 2 full years inside that experience, the hacks become obvious. Not cute tips, not trendy tricks, real lessons learned the hard way, the kind that saves months of wasted effort.
With Mounjaro, we start at a low dose and we increase it monthly. And this helps to reduce some of the severe side effects that could occur if you took a higher dose of medication too soon. Some people will notice that right away at the low doses, whereas others may need to be on a higher dose of the medication before they start to really see those benefits.
So here's the breakdown, the real hacks that only show up after years on GLP-1s. Make sure to watch until the end because you don't want to miss hack number 11. It's a game changer for any one of these meds. Let's get started. The first hack, stop overthinking and start moving. The early months were filled with a classic trap. I'll start working out when I lose the first 30 pounds. Hours researching the perfect routine, complexity replacing action, comfort delaying progress, and the days slipped by. Meanwhile, the people succeeding weren't perfect. They just started. Imperfect steps, imperfect meals, imperfect workouts, but steps forward.
Now, exercise is pretty hard to go wrong with. I think a lot of people get caught up in the all or nothing, in that if I can't do something for at least an hour, there's no point in doing it, and people tend to overcomplicating it, thinking they need to do this elaborate, weird workout in order to burn adequate calories and so on.
Start before feeling ready. Adjust along the way. The early transformation wasn't about having perfect plans. It was about stacking small wins. One walk, one meal, one workout. The second hack, start with data, not guesswork. Everything changes the second Ophelia stops relying on the scale and starts looking at real numbers. In the beginning, the only thing tracked was weight, and that created blind spots. Weight hides everything. Fat loss, muscle loss, and water changes. Everything blends together, and that creates confusion. The real move was getting a DEXA scan before the journey even began. That one test revealed body fat percentage, visceral fat, and lean muscle mass. Pairing that with labs, A1C, fasting insulin, lipids, thyroid numbers, created a baseline that showed what the body was actually doing instead of what it felt like it was doing. Over time, this single hack prevented panic, wrong assumptions, and self-blame. A drop on the scale finally had context. Muscle changes finally made sense, and metabolic health finally had proof. Labs every 3 to 6 months and DEXA scans every 2 to 3 months turned the process into something trackable instead of emotional. This hack alone saved months. The third hack, protein first, always. This one showed up fast. Appetite suppression made eating feel optional. Meals got skipped. Snacks replaced real food. A peanut butter sandwich here, a granola bar there. Quick, easy, low-effort foods. And the weight dropped, but so did muscle. Hair struggled. Energy dipped. Protein was missing. The hack became simple. Hit protein first, every day. Around 1 to 1.2 grams per kilogram of body weight, or a simple fixed target like 120 to 140 grams per day. Nothing fancy, just deliberate.
And that, for most people, is around a gram of protein per pound of target body weight. If you're trying to lose weight and you're like, my ideal body weight is 150 pounds, this needs to be your everyday, hard goal. I will eat 150 grams of protein a day.
This stabilized muscle, improved recovery, and balanced hunger. The fourth hack, side effects need a plan, not panic. Nausea doesn't show up out of nowhere. Constipation doesn't strike randomly. Fatigue doesn't hit for no reason. These side effects are predictable, and predictable things can be managed if the plan is ready early. The hack was building a side effect kit from day one. Magnesium citrate or Miralax for constipation, ginger or peppermint tea for nausea, hydration plus electrolytes for balance. Most people wait until they're miserable before fixing anything, but planning ahead turned those side effects into small bumps instead of disasters. Prevention beats correction every time. The fifth hack, resistance training, is non-negotiable. This hack came with pain, literally. In the early days, all the mental energy went toward just eating less and doing cardio, 4 to 5 days a week, long sessions, steady sessions, and it worked, but not in the right way. The body didn't only burn fat, it burned muscle too, a lot of muscle. GLP-1s lower appetite, so the body goes looking for fuel. And without a clear signal to protect muscle, the body breaks down whatever it can. Cardio plus calorie deficit plus low protein is equal to muscle loss. Years later, rebuilding that lost muscle is still ongoing, and that's the part people don't warn you about.
And where the research shows is that you want to make sure you actually work on all of the muscle groups. So it's not just legs, darn, or not just arms, you gotta do it all. So things like squats, lunges, rows, chest presses.
So the real hack? Start resistance training on day 1. Even twice a week is enough to protect muscle, and protecting muscle protects metabolism, energy, and long-term success. The 6th hack, don't stack peptides too early. There was a time when everything was added at once. GLP-1s, tesamorelin, epitalon, BPC-157, TB500 all layered on top of each other, and weight dropped. But the problem was obvious. Nothing could be traced back to the right source. It was impossible to know which peptide was doing what. Start with one, master it, then layer slowly. Wait 2 to 3 months on a stable GLP-1 dose before adding anything new. No guessing, no confusion, no mixed signals. The 7th hack. Address body dysmorphia early. The physical body can change fast, but the mind doesn't always follow. Even after dropping massive weight, the brain still saw the old version in the mirror. The grocery store still triggered memories of binge foods. Old habits lingered in the mind even after they left the body. Many people lose 80 pounds and still feel like nothing changed. That disconnect becomes unhealthy if ignored. Use therapy, journaling, or mindfulness early. Weight loss is not just physical, it's psychological. The 8th hack. GLP-1s change more than hunger. Meet Layla. She had been on a GLP-1 for more than 3 years. She described something surprising. She didn't start her journey as the person she became. She evolved over time. The medication quieted the food noise, making room for better choices and long-term habits. She wasn't the same person 3 years later. She wasn't just thinner, she was mentally freer, emotionally steadier, more consistent, more structured, and far less trapped by food. The medication didn't make her disciplined, it made discipline possible.
Weight loss from GLP-1 agonists is not a side effect, and these medicines aren't just made for those with type 2 diabetes. They are a therapeutic medicine for those with obesity. This was studied almost 30 years ago. It was found back then it was a powerful mediator of satiety.
GLP-1s don't replace effort, they create space for effort. The 9th hack. Misery doesn't come from GLP-1s, it gets exposed. One of the biggest fears people hear is that GLP-1s make people miserable, but long-term experience shows something different. The medication doesn't create misery, it pulls away the food coping habits that used to bury misery. The old feelings surface: stress, hurt, trauma, doubt, memories, anxiety. And at first, that feels uncomfortable. But this discomfort is not damage, it's clarity. Food stops being the emotional blanket, and the body finally feels instead of numbing. This is healing, not punishment. When food stops muting emotions, the emotions feel louder, but they fade as healing starts. This is where the medication becomes more than weight loss, it becomes growth. The 10th hack. Long-term use isn't failure, it's health management. Another common fear is the idea of being on it forever. But long-term GLP-1 users learn something different after years on the medication. Obesity is a chronic, relapsing disease. It doesn't disappear because weight was lost. Biology doesn't reboot overnight. Hunger hormones don't magically reset. Many people maintain their habits after stopping and still gain weight, even when calories stay consistent, even when workouts stay consistent. That tells the real story. For a large group of people, long-term GLP-1 support may be the healthier option. Not a weakness, not a failure, a disease management strategy. Long-term use is allowed. Long-term use is normal. Long-term use saves lives. The 11th hack. Side effects are survivable when doses move slowly. Nausea, fatigue, and constipation happen, but they fade when the dose increases slowly, meals stay small, eating pace slows, hydration stays high, electrolytes stay steady, protein stays consistent, and stress stays low.
Some patients may lose a good bit of weight on a lower dose, and other patients may need to escalate all the way to the highest dose before they're really achieving meaningful weight loss. Having these off-ramps for patients to, get off of that escalation schedule and maintain their dose is important.
Most long-term users end up with almost no side effects once the body settles, and when they do happen, they are manageable. Even vacation mistakes, too much fried food and too much novelty only create short setbacks. A half day of light eating and hydration resets everything. Go slow, eat slow, drink steadily, and listen to the body. The 12th hack. Food joy doesn't disappear, it evolves. People love saying GLP-1 users never enjoy food again, but the long-term truth is the opposite. Food becomes simpler, cleaner, more intentional. It stops controlling the day. It stops running the schedule. It stops being a reward system. Taste comes back stronger. Cravings shift. Healthier foods become exciting. Meals become calmer. The kitchen becomes less of a battlefield. Food becomes part of life, not the center of life. This is what food freedom actually looks like. The 13th hack. Fear from others is often just misunderstanding. One story in the file described someone who nearly avoided GLP-1s because a therapist warned her about misery, cravings, discipline, and lifelong dependence. But the deeper truth was clear. Many professionals simply don't understand how GLP-1s work. They don't know the mechanisms, the appetite regulation, or the hormonal corrections. Don't let someone else's fear decide your health. Look at data, look at the results, look at real experiences.
Instead of thinking, I need to diet, change your focus to, I'm learning how to stop overeating from emotional reasons, boredom, stress, other emotions.
Final hack, start, even imperfectly. After 2 years, the biggest hack is the simplest one, start. Not perfectly, not with everything figured out, just start. Because time moves no matter what, and 2 years later, the difference is life-changing. And that wraps it. 2 years of real lessons, real mistakes, and real hacks that change everything on Mounjaro and Zepbound. If any part of this breakdown hit home, let it be this. The journey gets easier when the guesswork disappears and the right habits kick in. If you learned something new today, drop a comment and share the one hack you wish you knew sooner. Hit like so more people can find this, and subscribe if you want deeper breakdowns that actually help. And before you go, check the description of this video. There's a link waiting for you with tools, resources, and the gear that keeps this journey smooth. Visit forallfamily.com, the go-to spot for smart, simple, life-saving med storage solutions. Thanks for watching, stay consistent, stay kind to yourself, and keep moving forward.